Map 1 in the books, and it went all the way of Sentinels. But now we turn our attention and our mind over to Haven, a map that Ender has been historically incredibly successful for Cloud9.
Yeah, C9 have been looking good on this. I mean, recently in VCT this year, they're 3-1. They've won the last 3 times. They played it up on stage. Even if you go back to stage 1, they killed G2 on this map, 13-4. Now, things have changed for C9 since then, but if we're gonna have some belief in a bounce back here, if we're gonna have belief in a map 3, it would be found here on Haven for them.
Take a look at agent select here. Oxy locking in the Jet, and Zekken locking in the Neon.
Yeah, I mean, love to watch the Zekken Neon no matter where it's going to be for them. But I do think C9's comp is the interesting one, right? Going back to the Viper, the Sky. I mean, who even plays Sky in 2025? I don't really know. But I think
not many.
With all the stall options you have with this Viper, the opportunities for walk-ups both on the attack and the defense side, there's a lot of good to come with the pick Ned is going for. This is one that, you know, Sentinels will have prepped pretty heavily coming in. No surprises here when it comes to what Cloud9 will be running against them.
Meanwhile, a map that is I suppose equally as successful or also successful for Sentinels. And so we'll see how they choose to navigate this round for Cloud9. Again, the stakes are pretty simple. You've got to win this map if you want to have a chance at staying in front of the pack in Group A. Both these two teams walk into this series undefeated, both of them with championship aspirations.
So here we go. Sentinels ready for some A aggro immediately, starting off the pistol round, can play behind this Viper wall early to get the cross. Up against Mitch, who's been islanded down A long. Even fails to break the dart, so that pressure he was trying to put down of multiple players being here isn't going to be sold.
A little info with a flash over the top. And an orb will soar across the sky in exchange.
Yes.
Utility fully out towards A.
C9 have to get out of there. It's hard to retake past this Viper orb as well with the decay going down. Even Molly is thrown into the mix to guarantee the spike plant. But when it goes down, this is C9's chance to pop.
Dash out. All sorts of flashes too as Oxy tries to find a little bit of space to breathe and a little bit of room to work on the site. Pistols erupt, and so far, it's all Sentinels.
Zelsis finds 3 into the round. And this is just picking up where Sentinels left off back on Lotus. I thought their post-plant protocols were excellent on both sides, sort of outclassing on that front. And here you see Sentinels, the first layer is so good. They have the Viper orb lineup goes down, then a Molly to stall it out once the gas runs out. And then, in this little gap...
Oxy whiffs he's so bad.
I should have kept talking.
He said freaking, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That was what he said. I know it sounded like something else, but...
Yeah, that's what the subtitles will say in the VOD.
Yeah.
But really, I just thought the layering of utility to lock down that choke was so good from Sen.
Take flight.
And a very similar look in this next round.
No C9 for shenanigans. You can't really do that on the defense side, but they're going to flood in.
Yeah, they're trying to get ahead of some of this utility that was so effective at stalling last time, but...
Well, Oxy got a little bit too into the utility, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, all of them did.
Nanoswarm's chewing at his feet. I appreciate that out from Cloud9, though. You know, let's not waste any time in the second round. Sentinels just rip the hit into A. C9 just run into your demise. Let's go on to the real rounds.
See what sort of investment Sentinels carry into this next round. They should have a bit behind this here. A couple Bulldogs and an Outlaw, if I'm not mistaken.
But C9 are going to have to instantly adjust how they hold A. They cannot just be giving the site and playing this retake, not against the Viper comp.
And there's an adjustment already. Instead of just having Mitch there, Oxy's by his side.
Even that might be a little bit light. Let's see if Oxy can stay alive back on site.
Spike drop.
Shout out to the observers catching the shot just a little off the mark, and so that alarm bot will still be outside B.
Now this dog that goes down short does, I believe, jump forward and get some info.
Yeah, they'd get a little bit. Oxy has to dash away. And immediately rotations coming through. This time, A was not open.
Yeah, what a difference just Oxy being there is. 2 kills.
Zelsis is still playing around this. Seeing if anyone overstep. If anyone dare make a mistake.
Have to re-clear the space back into mid. Maybe make a go at making noise over into C. Sentinels might just be thinking about giving some opportunities for Zelsis to find a lurk timing onto A once these players clear out, but I love the decision now to put that turret down onto short. Now the team can start to move back and filter into B.
There's that alarm bot that the shock was off on at the beginning of the round.
Yeah, Zelsis had to break that turret, which keeps these C9 players over on the A side of the map, means Zekin can go ahead and plant the spike.
They're just fully playing retake C here.
Yeah, why not? When you have such a massive numbers advantage.
Yeah.
That should be the way, but importantly, notice there's no paranoia on Vic. Dog and both flashes have been used from Mitch. So while, yes, they have the numbers advantage, actually breaking through choke points could pose a little bit more of a problem for them.
Timing is an issue here as well. Zelsis is on this later flank, but he may be going a bit too far. First shot off the mark. John gets his one, but that does not add up.
Yeah, it's just not enough. And Zelsis a little late on this lurk as well.
And doesn't get the kill.
Last player standing.
Oxy with 3 on the round. Zelsis will try to arrive and do any damage he can, and there's not much there, so Cloud9 get on the board.
Yeah, and apart from just having guns to actually fight Sentinels, the difference there was Oxy putting that extra player on A.
1000%.
And even without much support to go off him, he's just playing this off angle.
Right.
Into graffiti. He goes running through. It looks a little bit silly without the neon wall being up for the pop.
I think Kaplan agrees with you there.
Yeah.
Shares that sentiment. It looks like a similar defensive setup out from Cloud9.
Yeah.
The alarm bot's a little bit deeper, but they're fighting for A long.
Yeah, you'll see Bang there running the fake teleport in A lobby to threaten getting the crossover into the pocket there to, you know, put some pressure on these A anchors. We're really just trying to get into this B site.
Standing ahead.
Ned is back there. The dart will tag him.
Kind of jumped into it, huh?
Yeah, and he ultimately fell, but Zekin falls on the other side of it. The KJ utility.
A little bit awkward again. Only a paranoia to play with. Back in spawn is Vic with a paranoia, ready to rip.
And Bang would have been the first one on the target, but he gets cleaned up by Mitch.
Good blind.
There's the paranoia. Oxy trying to get on high. Plucked right back down.
You should run.
And now here's where things get a little messy. That lockdown in play. Narrate gets his 3. So do Sentinels.
Nice shots out of Narrate there. And it seemed like C9 had a decent enough position to get back onto the retake, but there wasn't a smoke going into main. So Narrate just carves from out here.
Silence.
One enemy.
Yeah, that sightline is it's free.
Yeah, and that attack smoke from Sentinels too. Make it really uncomfortable to pop out into the site.
Placing swamp grenade.
But defensively, very little is changing.
Yeah, it's a little different how C9 play this Viper comp compared to when we saw it back so much in Americas, where the Viper wall often would cut back through like that. You'd have the Viper orb over on A. Instead, the Viper orb is down C long to give a little bit more effective stall and at controlling this choke point.
Narrate did get his ult with that orb. Not finding a tag with the drone.
Paranoia pulled out as well. You can see, like, C9 have to put way more utility into stopping Sentinels getting into sight. Other teams will play this comp to try and flood back into the site quickly.
Oxy has taken all of this A main space, and they're rotating right back into him. Surely they know that this was uncovered. Surely they know he might be up. Oxy again getting his 2.
2 in that spot is just not okay. How does he manage that? Now this challenge out into doors. Sentinels are getting picked apart. By solo players feeling extra confident.
Yeah, a little chaos and a little uncertainty injected into the round.
And now they move back into A, where there's still the Viper's wall.
left.
There's this Sky that's tucked into the corner. Zeppa on the other side as well, playing this 50-50.
Mitch on a cheeky off angle. Bang can't hit the shot. And John cleans him up, but he's left in 1v3.
Yeah, round's over. C9 just chose to challenge and won every single fight they took.
Left.
That was kind of wild. But maybe a way through for Cloud9. You know, Sentinels, usually a very drilled team when they're clearing up into space. And yet, in the quiet of the mid-rounds when the information is denied, C9 found a couple of opportunities to pounce on Sen.
I imagine that will continue to be the approach for Cloud9. Denying some of this negative space, if you will.
He just walk re-cleared me. Nice little double piece.
Switch in the setup from Cloud9. Deep seawall.
Yeah, and 3 towards A. This looks aggressive.
It looks like it's going to be a C fight, though. So having all these players here is a surprise for Sen.
Oxy pops the ult.
Bang's in the backlines now.
Hunter's Fury's been used as well. He dashes right into Zelsis's face.
And Bang gets the pick on the flank.
That's there, but he has to clean up so much on his own, and he just can't.
Sentinels called chaos with chaos there. Bang's teleport pulling players to turn around, distracting them, leaving Zepp all alone.
Sentinel will have to 1v3 to secure the round. And boy, he gave one hell of a run there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Don't forget, Zepp has been playing as long as anyone. The franchise player from C9, and when you turn back the clock, back in 21, he was playing Duelist for them, switched over to Initiator. Early in the year, he was playing Clove. On the Sentinel, he is a threat, but when the start of the round goes like this, even he can't pull it back to them.
You see me jump up? You said jump, and I was so far, I was like...
Still all smiles for Sentinels, and for good reason. Quick note here, an op online in the hands of Oxy.
And the short line over on A.
With the dog to pave the way. Dash procced, whizzing right by his ear. Sending a shiver down his spine.
Sentinels realize B site might be a bit weak here.
Or so they think. I mean, there's a lot behind this.
Yeah, they needed to bait out the gas first.
Yeah.
Don't want to commit in too early. Still have to deal with this turret. Shock Dart didn't quite catch at the beginning of the round.
Second time's a charm, or so they say.
This is all a ruse, I think, to go.
That flash is good. That on the swing, but Sentinels again are ready to fight.
Here's the thing. This time they're prepared. Playing anti-frozen in their tracks.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the round is over. Oxy's going to want to keep his op, you imagine. Mitch will get his 1 kill, but he's trying to preserve his weapon too.
The fact that Oxy took a shot with the op as well. It's a big tell for Sentinels going into the next round. Gonna have to be on their guard. Means especially controlling the space down A short of the utmost importance for Sentinels.
Which is a fight they have been winning for most of these rounds, and they set the pace on that, and they set the tone right at the beginning.
But that is one of the big benefits of having this Viper Wall that they're throwing down on A short, right? Is it cuts off the common line where Jets will like to, post up down at the bottom there. Makes it a little bit easier to clear. That's why we saw that time Oxy peeking around the corner with a dog coming up, because he has to get back on the line on a delay instead of just, I don't know, a breach stun, posting him up immediately.
Right, right.
C9 have to do a bit of problem solving to get him in those forward positions.
Your trail.
That, to me, looked good.
It was close.
Must have still been moving. Yeah, I don't know. Imi is sinking into his seat. His head is sinking into his hands. Maybe his hands are sinking into his head as much as he's rubbing his temples. I don't know.
That ship is in trouble, though. I mean, this is their map pick. This is where historically they've been very good. This is where they bested one of the best teams in the world. Yeah. And I think if there was a hope for Cloud9 to make a run at this, to take us to Corrode, I would have expected for it to be a pretty strong showing right at the beginning. I would have expected and wanted them to brush off Lotus quickly, and that has not been the case.
Yeah, the thing for C9 is I do wonder if they pivot to play a more, quick flood style with the Viper.
Sure.
It's not usually in their wheelhouse, but it would be a way of counteracting a lot of what Sentinels are throwing at them, right? When we saw in the early rounds when C9 were just full giving sights, Sentinels post-plant, you can't actually break it. Okay, so you have to play on site, you have to do something. But now C9 seem to maybe be getting a little eager in that last fight. Their only real fighting tool is going to be a Paranoia or Sky Flashes. They don't have that much threat in terms of setting up a fight, so a lot of it is just going to be 50-50 challenges, which, in the name, it's a coin flip.
They've certainly got the shooters to win those out, but that just hasn't been the case this time, at least so far. Wild early nano to stop that early peak short.
Yeah, I was going to say, wild setup from C9. Full Killjoy utility A, but also the Sky and the Jet. It's, pistols on the other side, so I'm trying to come up with something creative, but Sentinels have found the opening.
This effectively double dive comp that they're running too, with the Omen TPing while the Neon dashes forward, just makes the site so easy to take. Yeah, and now they've got the pit down.
So simple. Drop the pit, go back, look at the walk up from the garage. You've got a Killjoy alarm bot in A lobby, so you don't have to worry about that flank yet.
Not yet, but it is coming.
Oh, and a drone sees too, great!
The alarm bot did just tag someone A main. They put the flash out, the dogs are gonna try to push them out. And so there is a little danger here if you're Sentinels. Cloud9 are slowly closing the walls in. And so far, the gun difference might not matter. Bang, getting the best of Zeppa. But Cloud9 have kept this competitive. They've kept this close. They're trying to navigate through this pit, but time is a huge factor, and they cannot find their way in.
Well, they can't play the round because the AWP is in danger. Oxy's now got to make a mad dash back into spawn. Sentinels are on the hunt, and they lose the AWP. It doesn't matter if Sentinels players are dying at the end. They've got such a lead they can continue to buy, but this is the problem. Right. C9's retake looked like it was going well enough that Oxy starts creeping into position to maybe, hey, if I can get a pick, we can make a shot at this thing. But as a result of the good work of Vic and Mitch on the flank, he ends up losing the AWP.
An opportunistic find. And so because of that, they're not going to be able to invest the same thing into this next round. Oxy's back on a rifle.
There.
And the Killjoy setup is B. They're much more aggressive here.
Oh dear.
Bang just fully aggroed at Oxy and won that straight up 1v1.
And Sentinels aren't stopping anytime soon.
The Paranoia a little bit off the mark. Zeppa was there to greet, and now Flash on the other side of the wall. Mitch taking matters into his own hands. With Zeppa by his side, trying to hold the line. The aggression from Cloud9 pays dividends.
Yeah, that has certainly been the note from Emmy. C9 are playing completely fearlessly. Disrespecting smokes, pushing past them from Sentinels. I mean, these are fights that could just as easily be shut down from Sen. But C9 think that they can thrive more in the chaos of the rounds moment to moment than Sentinels. And if it comes to, a game of chess, maybe they're losing. If it's a fist fight, C9 can win.
A backyard brawl, bare knuckle.
Nice, let's go, baby. Where's your up? Where's your up? Comes.
Goes the way of Cloud9. Now an early pit towards A, particularly on the short line. Sentinel's not interested in that.
C9 getting really nimble with these Viper Killjoy setups. A different one every round, it seems.
Bang, not taking a tag there.
Shadows traveling.
Vic has to pull that smoke back just a little bit. The Paranoia too early.
Cover going.
Yeah, but it's full stall. They're not going to give the C site. C9 now invests the lockdown. Sentinel's going to have to be pushed away from that.
And remember, because of this, they can't go A because of the pit. They have some Killjoy utility B.
But that's the thing. C9 are trying to push Sentinels into the decision to go A, but Narrate is always going to challenge these angles.
And so now they've dealt with the lockdown. They've dealt with Zeppa.
And Sentinels can threaten now into B, the ultimate into backside. A challenge from Vic.
On the other side of the wall. And Zelsis wins that swing.
Again, they want a brawl. They want it to get messy from C9. But this round, it has not been coming up heads for C9.
There's no way for them back into the round. I mean, they're again in a safe position.
Sentinels have just been blowing up this B site. And it's not even like they're just sprinting out at the start of every round or anything like this. Like, they're going C, they're pulling out all this utility. Again, if you can ever eat up a paranoia early on in a round, C9 have effectively no tools because, well, as Mitch goes down, C9 are almost always using a Skybird for scouting. They're using the Skydog early on to scout as well. So if you eat the paranoia, they have a Sky Flash, and that's the only tool they have to play on the late rounds.
Right.
That's why C9 are always challenging and looking for these solo timings. It's because they don't have the same tools to fight.
What's the plan?
Sentinels know all this, and that's why they feel so confident to just layer into this B site and play the post from there.
No real buy for Cloud9 here. Quick tag and the ult.
Oh boy.
2 ults invested. And no.
It's all a fake. Look at C Long right now. The forward alarm bot gives it up, but there's no way C9 can rotate quickly enough. Sentinels don't necessarily know that, however.
Right, and Cloud9 also don't know what's behind it. Right, they saw the alarm bot got procced, but was it 1? Was it 4?
So it becomes a mid-walk from C9. This worked for them a few rounds back.
Starved for information. They have to make a play. They have to take some space. Wow. And again, it's narrate.
He has been so ready in mid every single time C9 challenge. But truthfully, Sentinels don't know about the garage player. They don't know about under mid, but it doesn't matter. They're walking together, pack mentality.
Standing ahead.
That's the difference it seems like to me. Sentinels always playing together as a team. C9 trying to dip into individuals, trying to be the hero.
Yeah, it's really hard to argue against the form that Sentinels are showing today. This is pretty damn near perfect.
It's the form that is so frustrating to play against, because when a team is playing so by the book, they're so prepared for any odd strat that you try to throw at them, any sort of peek. You just can't help feel like every move you make, you're getting bested. So do you keep trying to go for those, or do you stop? Do you play timidly? C9 chose, no, we're not going to play like cowards. We're going to throw ourselves in there. But even that hasn't worked for them. Zekin's still on the hunt, man.
Might get him.
Last round
time runs
in
out.
The half.
And so much like was the conversation on Lotus, for as rough of a half as it's been, an 8-4 feels really different from a 9-3.
That it does. And it'll have to come down to Oxy. You know, Oxy was the pivot point for C9 early in this half, and they got the buy round. This time, you know, him and Mitch don't really get to play the game down long, but Oxy has bought up into the operator. Final round. He's got to do something with this.
Early utility to deny that line once more.
Exactly. Very aware that Oxy can have that gun. So it's a close Killjoy ultimate, as a matter of fact, to stop all of the forward lines Oxy could be on. That's all this is. Clear out short while the whole team pushes in through long.
But they have not gotten rid of the back of the site. There's still plenty of presence there. You see the dart lighting up everything. They know where they are. John even gets a spin kill and a shot kill. Utility on full display as Oxy gets his kill, yes, but
Spike planted.
it might be too little too late.
That hit was crazy.
And it's another beautiful showing from Sentinels.
Okay, Oxy.
Last player standing.
Yeah, no. Complete destruction. Sentinel's utility there. I mean, you saw the snake bite plus shock dart combo.
Right.
There was also a paranoia thrown in from Bang and a neon stun, hurting all of those players behind default.
And the dart back there
Exactly.
to light them all up.
So you just get completely destroyed. Zekin ran into the site fully blinded just to run distraction. Let's look at this beauty. Double lineup from John right on the fly. And again, it's after, oh, it's just gross.
We fell into that trap? Jesus.
And don't forget the lockdown too, pushing them back.
Yeah.
Filth.
A beautiful side hit. That gets Sentinels to a 9-3 half, and Cloud9 are left to figure this out. Maybe some words of encouragement from Jack on the stage behind us can pull them back into this match. Liz, take it away.
Thank you so much, Doug. And yes, I have the Cloud9 CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Jack, here with me right now. Now, here's the thing. We were standing up there watching the game, and you said, man, I've seen how hard these boys work. I just want them to show it. Talk to me. What have you seen from them? Because maybe people don't expect that, like, see how involved you are as a CEO.
Yeah, I mean, I see these guys literally every day, work out with them, see them work. I mean, they're a wonderful bunch of guys. The coaching staff is phenomenal. They work so freaking hard to get, to get where they are. I'm hoping they can show it on stage today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 9-3 curse, so anything can happen. Something else I want to ask you is, have you heard of the Cloud9 playoff curse?
Yeah, I know about that. I'd really love to change that narrative.
I mean, do you have any thoughts on it, or just kind of like, okay, we'll see what happens?
I mean, you can't really ignore it. It's pretty painful. I'd really like to change that narrative.
Well, something I want to ask you is about Mitch, because he was in the first iteration of Cloud9 Valor, and he is back on the stage leading your team behind us right now, talking in the half, talking with Emmy. What has it been like to see him from literally years ago, first during the first iteration of Cloud9 Valor until now?
It was super fun to see him return to the team. I've always loved the guy. He's an incredible player, so we're really lucky to have him.
Now, Doug, you threw this gauntlet down. I would like to hear your words of wisdom, because you just told me you don't play this game, but you watch them every single day. So when they watch us back, maybe for Emmy, maybe for Googly, maybe for the boys, what would you like them to know? Any words of wisdom?
I mean, it's a game. They need to have fun. Just get out there, laugh, scream, have fun.
All right, have fun, boys. Everyone give it up for Jack for Cloud9. But we have a 9-3 half to get back to. Casters, take it away.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liz. Yeah, maybe a little fun will be the difference maker. Maybe a little something to inject a little life back into the situation, because Cloud9 haven't had a ton of reasons to smile. In fact, they've only had 3 on Haven so far, but a turn of the half potentially will change the tides.
Seems like a similar story to Lotus early on. But if that story continues, that would be C9 winning this pistol. That'll be the start for them. Actually, very different approaches from both Viper players, switching at the half. Walls set up over towards C, and a high-low from Sentinels.
Just a pixel. But no kill found, and so Cloud9 can cheat up a little bit further.
Sentinels are reading a pivot back into the B site, pulling all 5 players into the center of the map to react quickly to wherever C9 decide to finish.
The spam onto Oxy almost brings him all the way down. Zeppo's fighting a war by himself and somehow walks away with a kill. And now it's full acceleration towards C.
Smoke goes down and Bang is there to pounce. Wow.
Zeppo gets cleaned up, but Cloud9 do manage to get the spike down. And they manage to maintain control of C, at least for now. Both Paranoia is out. As Zekin pushes forward, it's a slaughter. Once more.
That was nasty. Sentinels are up here having fun. And Zekin, I just want to see those shots again, because his entire team got blinded up by a Paranoia the same time he chose to dive into the site. He is a sitting duck. He's supposed to be the bait in this setup. No one's coming to help him. And he gets 2 kills. That one on Vic's illegal. Well, C9 are going to have to force up.
No real choice otherwise.
But this is the difference. Sentinels are ready for it. So now the Outlaw has been countered out. There's 4 heavy armors from Sen. Oh, he just double hits him anyways.
Still gets his kill.
He's just like that. Oh, wait, no, that was the one guy with light armor.
Good flash. Narrate with a lot of threat. But Zekin over his shoulder.
Spike down A.
And the force investment still has some legs to it, still has some life behind it.
I think Zeppa bought that Outlaw for Oxy, was glass, and then picked it up off his corpse.
We'll try to do what Oxy could not. The Jaw gives away Cloud9's intentions.
Already John's here, though.
Zelsis too with the judge.
Yep.
They're rotating away.
Yeah, with the silence now, the correct call from Sentinels is to creep back down into short. Go for a little peek here to see the players leaving.
Tries to get a kill, and despite his best efforts, doesn't, but stays alive.
But the thing is, all of that chip damage gives Zelsis an honest shot with a judge later on.
Sure.
Right now, heavy armor, that gun, even from mid-range, a couple shots onto Mitch and Zeppa could be enough.
He's going to have to find a way to close the gap, though. And that smoke might give him the window he's looking for. Zeppa staring right at it, though.
Spike planted.
Surely not going to be afforded the opportunity, but he slips it in, he gets through! He goes unchecked, grabs a weapon, falls. And now it's on John.
John's on the other side of the world.
Not a ton of health to play with. And not a ton of time to figure it out. Mitch will be the first to fight. As Zeppa posts up down long. Gets his kill as Cloud9 gets a 4.
These round 2 forces from C9 are deadly. But if you remember back to Lotus, they couldn't turn that into anything. They couldn't snowball from it.
Right.
This is where if they're going to come back into this game, come back into the series, they can't leave any room for error.
Hey, don't be scared of them, guys. Let's go.
I'm telling you, that's just the strat from C9. Don't be scared. Peek everything. Win your fights more often than not, and we'll win the series.
I mean, it's gotten him to a 2-0 record so far.
Sentinels is a different beast, aren't they?
No fear in this round. Full swing out long, knowing there are no real guns on the other side and take those fights.
Yeah, if you were scared in this round, that would be a serious problem. Even just freezing here, it's waiting for Sentinels to go for a little peek. Same thing like on the pistol round, right? Where once the trade happened and noise was cut, you want to re-peek down and see if it's a rotate out or just freezing to rehit. That's why C9 take their time. And this is the amount of control I want to see. I do want to see a little bit more control out from Cloud9. Can still take the risk, but from an advantage position, this is how they need to play it out.
You wonder if they'll let Zeppa and Net go hunt a little bit. Or let Oxy go hunt.
Little gun swap. Because the Spectre's the one we don't care about.
Right.
Flash. I mean, Oxy's got a dash ready to go as well.
There, it might be in trouble.
One enemy
So gonna
remaining.
get closer to getting those orbs up, and he will.
Oh, he's still going.
He might get 2.
Well, nicely done from John there. Gets to die to Spike, no problems. I still have trauma from yesterday, but we're going to be watching those Spike tests extra careful. C9 have put themselves in a beautiful position now as well. Oxy's going to be rocking a knives round.
Yeah, I
The rest
think
of the team has money.
they're at the door of it, yeah.
No, I mean, but this is the round, right? Because a lot of times you lose a couple of players here, you wouldn't be able to fight back.
Sure.
You win this round, you break Sentinels once again or force them onto light armor.
Get out of my way!
Oh, it's heavy C again. Blades online, and the knives take lives. Oxy pushing forward, looking for a second, a third. Who else but Zekin to blunt those blades, though? Now dancing around the paranoia. Vic finds his target.
It's exactly what C9 needed. The knife's so effective in Oxy's hands. Now Bang and Narrate trying to find their opening. First one is theirs.
Oh, this would be heartbreak. A 2v2 now. As Narrate continues to push forward. Bang, steady hands, steady shots. It's a round snatched away.
Bang and Narrate have just been lights out. Even there, Bang gets the first kill and gets the spot on the player falling back into plat.
Yeah.
So Narrate knows exactly what he needs to do to swing onto the line.
And so all of this talk about they needed that round and Oxy gets the opener and he's got the blades, and for it to come down to that
One enemy remaining.
feels so deflating. It feels so grounding.
C9 will look at the scoreboard and it's fine. They can play this next round as well, but they lost the chance to claw back to near even. Lost the chance to break Sentinels. Now Zekin's got an ult on the other side.
That last round was with a little bit of buffer behind it, if you will, but there's no buffer anymore.
Zekin on plat again.
By himself.
Yeah, but he's also got this Killjoy turret to bait for him. Typically, you wouldn't expect the duelist to be behind that.
Right. They're hitting his sight once more. Trying to spam, thinking of with off trap plant. Zealous is down, the turret goes with them, and so does Zekin.
Wow!
It's not the blades, it's the rifle.
Yeah, Oxy just says, let's run it back again. Yeah, we lost the post plant, but this time I won't die.
And this time it's a 5v2.
One enemy remaining.
Oxy with 3. Narrate, the last one standing. And Cloud9 showing signs of life and success on C.
A little slow to react there. Out from C9. Again, I have a microscope on how they play these post plants, because I think that has been such a major difference in these two teams today. So here, yeah, big numbers advantage. But you can't leave these openings. Not when a guy like Narrate is still alive.
Narrate looks like he will hang on his rifle into the next round. Cloud9 will get to 6. You wonder here if there's a timeout incoming. Just to kind of try to get ahead of it a little bit, right? I think the lead is still comfortable, but
Definitely. I think this, honestly, the side hole just got to be a bit of a mess. Zelsis is running out of that smoke to try and hard bait for Zekin in the corner, but Zekin wasn't hiding. Zekin was shooting into the jet smoke to try and catch Oxy. Bit of a miscommunication between those two players, perhaps, and you're right, Sentinels are gonna sort out those details.
there has been plenty of time for them to talk through this too, as Narrate was alive and really prolonged the last round. Plenty of time for the conversation to take place, and Sentinels look to put Cloud9 away.
Sentinels very likely don't buy into this next round. Could have the option to play off of Zekin's ultimate perhaps and get something going. But I just want to see a world where Sentinels can hold on to these sites a little bit better from backside. Depends on their setups. Again, we were talking a lot about the Viper and how you can play more aggressively behind the wall, or you know, play to give them, like, let them into the start of the site, but play for backside control. Sentinels have a lot of options, but you do reveal a little bit of your hand when you put down the wall in terms of how you want to play those sites. I think C9 haven't really been thinking too much about it. They've just been hard running into this C site. Very similar to their Lotus attack side plan, which was, let's not play macro, let's just run execs. We'll do a bit of server work and
win the fights.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, again, for as much as we talk about it that way, it's gotten them to this point.
I mean, Oxy's had a great second half here. Was solid in the first two. 18 and 14, even down 5 rounds is massively impressive.
That's a very different Viper wall from the defensive side, and Zekin is pushed all the way down long. And well, if you're Cloud9, you're thinking, if it ain't broke.
You're thinking, that wall is so weird. Are they stacking C and that's just to distract us? Well, let's test it and find out.
And again, they will find a vacant site.
Letting Mitch pick up the spike to charge up that ulti.
And now there's a little behind this here. I mean, you take a look at the finances for Cloud9, and it's really starting to swell. Sentinel's not nearly as fortunate. There's still a chance at this retake, though, as the stun goes through, and Zekin, I don't think he ever left his dash. Hunter's Fury invested as well. That falls. Oxy seeing the TP across the screen. And it's just that simple, a second kill found. Oxy continues to be a problem, but a 2v2 now. Zeppa. It's actually down to Mitch, who's left in 1v1, and Narrate snaps his head back. The defuse comes through, and Sentinels steal another round.
Match point. Player standing. One enemy remaining.
Concentrates over.
Last player.
I'm hearing noises of excitement. I'm hearing immediate reactions of disgust. Imi doesn't want to be in the building anymore. That was gross.
17 and 9 for Narrate. And that might have been his prettiest one of the day.
I'm still reeling. I feel a little bit nauseous. That was an eco. That was a round where I was almost like, narrate, really? We're going to use the ultimate on the retake? That's a little bit extra. With the Sheriffs to back it up.
And that single shot just slams the door on this comeback attempt.
Yeah, it's just, how do you pick yourself up? You talk about it, and again, it comes down to these post-plant situations. C9 were in a winning position from the plant to the guns to the numbers.
The one silver lining, if you will, for Cloud9 is that they can still buy into this next round. Mitch is one off of his ult, so maybe there's a player on getting Trailblazers online and then slamming a site, which has been their success.
They might just see if A is going to work for them. C-side failed, so run the other option we've got in the playbook. Come on, Celsius, you can get it up there, buddy. There we go.
Tucked behind that dart.
Ooh.
Second's really far up. Oh, he's gonna put him away just like this. Waiting behind the wall as it goes down. Oxy 180, bullet between his eyes.
Great preparedness from the young gun.
Who still performed admirably for Cloud9, but there is a lot more work to be done.
C9 have adjusted so significantly into this round. No more of these fast ones. Said slow playing, get the pick. Now coming back towards C, which is light. Sentinels have left it for the most part.
The dog will go forth and Oxy will follow.
You should run.
Yeah, lockdown comes in just to guarantee this, but they can threaten taking into C-Link as well. Celsius could be in a bit of pressure, but doesn't look like C9 want to go for it.
No,
Not even leaving players in garage.
No. Fully vacating the space. But Celsius has a lockdown of his own.
This is now a little bit awkward. They know garage is clear because this Killjoy turret's still online in mid.
They're saving. Sentinels are hard saving.
Okay.
An early call to cut their losses and go into the next. Financially, they're in an awkward spot. It's really just Nary who can afford something into the next round.
I honestly don't hate it. They just got 2 ultimates there as part of the exec. Celsius would hold on to his ulti.
Cloud9 are going to hunt.
Yeah.
And they've got some money here, but this is not like you can afford to lose a ton of guns here.
C9 are comfortable enough that even some 1-for-1 trades would be benefiting them.
Sure.
And Sentinels, the reason they go for the save, a little bit hard to play that round with the threat of C-Link control being taken away from you.
Right.
But also, when you have this buffer of 6 rounds, it is very easy to just say, okay, we throw away this round, make sure we have a full buy into the next, let's start supercharging our ultimates, right? Narrate's already got, Narrate doesn't have his, but Celsius has his online. A couple of other players are going to be close. And you just play to stack a bunch of ults into one round. Because all you need is that one.
Sometimes that last step is the hardest to take. Sentinels have pulled a couple of tricks out of their hat so far. Might have to do it again.
Sentinels pretty heavily leaned into A early, now rotating out with Bang posted up on the short line.
You talked about the adaptation and how much slower Cloud9 are approaching these rounds. It seems to be working. That spit will push him back for a bit.
But C9 are still challenging on the area, and Sentinels are in a great position to force on through. C9 have to go back to A lobby and push Bang out of the space before they do anything, or I think Sentinels can just react with numbers. And here it comes. Yeah, Sky is going to put down a dog over... Oh, wait, no, there's no dog. Oh, it's coming out already. There it is. Bang dealt with it. Now you see the rotates. Yeah, so great mid-round calling from C9, proving that they can come up with solutions in these slower rounds.
And boy, they bit, didn't they?
And now a fake ult into the top of A. Well,
that's not a fake.
It's real.
He stuck it.
But it's to sell a fake hit onto A.
But there's not enough behind this. I'm surprised they're really still staying.
No, but it's okay, because there could be more players in short because Bang was pushed back. This is beautiful from C9. They're now into C.
Celsius should hear what's going on the other side of the map. He heard the dash, now here's the plant.
But look at B right now. Mitch has snuck in. Zeppa's still a problem in his garage, and Mitch can hear 3 footsteps rotating through. He has a brilliant timing to catch on to all these players.
This round has gone into disarray for Sentinels. Celsius is going to pop the ult, and that might be the trump card.
Mitch can break it though.
Oh, especially if Celsius dies. There's Mitch on the timing. Oxy gets a kill as well. Lockdown, now down. Zekin and John QT
Last player
to
standing.
try to figure this one out on his own, and it's all on the duelist now. Can't imagine Zekin manages to get away through this.
No chance. That is a round and a half out of C9's IGL Mitch. Just perfection, second to second. With all of those choices being made, A, from using the Skydog to push out that Omen down on short A. From there, you know, there's going to be no one up in heaven because the Omen was so far forward, he has to be on an island himself.
Right.
So now our ult up into heaven is great. The fact Vic gets a kill, excellent. And then to push forward from Mitch into B to hear the rotates and catch this timing, punish the lockdown. Yeah, I'd call a timeout too.
And all of a sudden, the situation gets a little more interesting. It's a second one called from Sentinels, too.
What's crazy to me is C9 have effectively played 3.5 halves of Valorant and have not shown a look like that. It's been fast-paced, it's been hit, 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 go into the site. But now, by tapping into some of that depth, it makes it really hard to prepare for these final rounds of Sentinels. Yeah, they've got an eco round right now. They might just run down mid, blow it up, do something like this. But the rounds after that, they're going to be now questioning themselves, well, is it going to be more of this successful slow pace that C9 have run, or when we get into crunch time, will it just be off the rip, Oxy diving in? Because he's still been playing out of his mind.
Yeah, this feels like the first time, and maybe this might even be too far to say, but this feels like the first time Sentinels are on a back foot a bit, as far as like
And
not
you say
necessarily
it-
expecting, not really knowing what to expect.
Exactly, and you say it with them on map point, right?
Right,
Which is a little
yeah.
surprising, but it comes with, well, C9 winning, what, 5 of the last 7 rounds?
And the manner, as you were saying, the manner in which they won it. And this is an eco for Sentinels.
Sure.
Cloud9 have to get through this cleanly.
Sentinel's gonna blow things up down mid
And this is where they've run into issues before.
all day long.
I think about the narrate play just a couple of rounds ago. Those situations that seem secure.
I'm thinking about Zekin with a hero rifle with a chance for a quick flank. I'm thinking about Bang coming in support with a Bulldog.
Oxy's thinking about the back of this site to kill on an air raid.
Good start. No flank, Zekin calls off that idea.
The 2 rifles that you mentioned still in play.
No paranoia even to get back into the site. Round's a bit shocked.
But if we learned anything a couple of rounds ago, it was not to
Sure.
count out the round quite yet.
But I'm seeing C9 with 5 players live in great positions, right? You know, you've got
Right.
Oxy on the first line of contact. Players can swing around both sides of default. Vic in Hell 2 can come into support. Like, that's just a comfy post-plant setup.
Yeah. I mean, even exits don't give a ton of value here. Nobody's really close to having their ult online.
Love how he drops the gun before going on the hunt so that he doesn't even donate anything over to Sentinels.
Everything considered.
Yeah, so the 2 players with pistols will die to the spike. Bang and Zekin surviving with a couple rifles will get away from things. It will be Sentinels now on to the buy. And this is where it's now time for Sentinels to consider dropping some ults into thick of things. John's got his. Looks to me like he might just want to use that down onto B. But the rest of the ultimates, you can see down at the bottom of your screen, narrate, couple off here. He's been so effective on that. If he can find some kills. I mean, you remember the snap tap with the Sheriff. He can be a menace.
Remember, Sentinels are a round away from qualifying for champs. Knocking on the door of Paris. Can they put Cloud9 away?
C9, fight down C long for the orb, putting that smoke on top of the Killjoy turret to threaten creeping forward.
And then also getting Net his pit.
But similar to the other rounds, C9 have to deal with Zekin on short A. Mitch still has the Skydog, and that'll come in. But after it has contact, I think C9 pop quickly into B.
It was cleared immediately, so it didn't even fully get info short. Zekin's already rotating out.
This is a bit forced from C9.
Stage are on it. Can they navigate it correctly? Oxy gets the best of Bang. A beautiful shot, but Narrate again, looking to play spoiler! And that's exactly what he does! Narrate gets 3. The spike is out of reach. Cloud9 fall apart.
Narrate is the man of the day. What a showing. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left.
And Zeppa's so far away from the play. Now position given away. And they're just playing with them. They know the job is finished. Sen City 2-0, Cloud9.
And Paris awaits. I love Narrate just shrugging it off. It's been so fun to watch this team over the course of the year. Through the ups and downs, you know, punching their ticket back to Bangkok at the start, faltering in that one early on. So many doubts were raised for this team heading into stage 1, but they dismissed those doubts so quickly. Look strong enough, but still under expectations in Toronto. And now starting things off 3-0 here. And in this fashion, it's looking real nice, their eyes on Europe.
And remember, they lost to the 2 finalists at Toronto, so it's not even like they took an early exit out. This is the Sentinels that people like to talk about. This is the Sentinels that fans get excited about when they're playing like this, when they're in the form they're in. You know, a player that we didn't talk about at all, and quite frankly, it's criminal that we didn't, is John and his calling.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, what a series.
I mean, so many of, you know, adapting early on in Lotus when C9 got out to the early advantages.
Yeah.
He adjusted how they were approaching the early rounds. Beating C9 on that front.
So a little gold will sprinkle into the red and black.
Yeah.